Hey everybody, TJ here. Hey, how you doing? And here I am with the first, hopefully many of my what I call the fives and tens series. Okay, so it took me a while to figure out what topic I wanted to do for today. So after much thought, I decided let's do video games. Yes, why not? So, but not just any video games. Over the years, I've heard people tell me, "Ooh, we would like to see like a remake or an HD remix of this game or that game," and I'm like, "Ooh, that would be pretty cool." How would they do that and make it different? So, of course, it's still a topic today. There are still some games coming out with HD remastered collections. You got all the Devil May Cries. Yes, Devil May Cry 4, which is amazing. I love that game. And of course, DuckTales Remastered is another good one. And of course, possibly one of my favorite games that I ever purchased off the Xbox Live Arcade, and it's still a classic. But of course, what are games are there out that deserve a remake? So here's my five. What I deserve, what I think should deserve remakes. Okay, but this just me. It was really hard. There's many other games out there, but here's my five that I think that deserve some kind of remake. Okay, so I have a pile of video games here, but Sally, whatever title I list, I do not have actually. So, Sally. So let's see. Coming in at number five is Eternal Darkness: Satan's Requiem. Okay, I don't have a physical copy right with me, but I've played it. I've had it with me at one point, but it's been given to a friend of mine. Really want it back. I really enjoyed that game. Now, for those of you that don't know what this game is, Eternal Darkness was one of those survival horror games that was made by Silicon Knights back in 2002. And was produced and made for the Nintendo GameCube, and it's a phenomenal game. And believe it or not, some people have said that this is possibly one of the best games for that system, and I agree. I think it's up there, but it's not as good of a masterpiece as Resident Evil 4. That was one of the best games at the time for that system. But what the heck, it's a cool game, and I would love to see an HD remake. Now, whoa, let me back this up here, okay? I heard rumors that there was supposed to be a sequel in the works. Yes, there was, but unfortunately, due to a failed Kickstarter campaign, the project has gotten shelved. We probably won't see a Eternal Darkness sequel. Not to mention what the heck's gonna happen next. If you played the game, you understand the whole thing, the whole deal of like demons and like three undead gods like trying to destroy the world, and it's crazy. I don't want to give too much of the story away. You gotta play the game. It literally, it's like if I keep talking more about the game, it's like an onion. Okay, you gotta play the game in order to understand more of this game. It's a clever survival horror game, throwing some clever puzzle mastery and supernatural elements, and you got a phenomenal game. But I would love to see an HD remake of that game. Like, make things more creepy, make it more give it the game how do I say this? Like just a simple tone that would be like, oh my god, I'm in a freaking haunted house or wherever I am. I'm thinking I'm gonna die. That kind of thing. And of course, I've seen those creatures in the game. They're creepy as hell. I love to see them. Make them at least a little more terrifying, and that'd be pretty cool. So that's number five. Coming at number four is Shadows of the Empire. Star Wars Shadows of the Empire. Oh yes. And this was one of my favorite games for the N64, actually, and I really enjoyed this game. And what else can I say? Now that there's more Star Wars games out, well, a couple more Star Wars games out. You got the Knights of the Old Republic. You have Star Wars: The Force Unleashed, and I've played only the first one. I heard the sequel's not as good, but they're both pretty fun. But I would love to see the same company that produced the Knights of the Old Republic, who also would eventually make Mass Effect. I wish they could do something to make this look awesome. Actually, get rid of the old polygons and all that. Make the worlds more fleshed out, get more of a tone, and make it more immersed into oh my god, I would love to see fighting Boba Fett and Gaul in HD. That would be pretty fucking cool. Pardon my language. Yeah. So imagine a Star Wars game like this, a masterpiece. Well, in my opinion, it's a masterpiece, but it's not as awesome as KOTOR or KOTOR 2. Where one you prefer? But definitely one of my contenders for that deserve a remake. All right. Coming at number three is a game called Skies of Arcadia. and probably not knowing what game is that? It's a game that involves space pirates. Yes, this game actually, and actually this is a port of Skies Arcade. The original game was for the Dreamcast, but unfortunately, came out the butt end of the Dreamcast's life cycle, and so what Sega did, they worked on it and they re-released it for the GameCube, and I played it. It's phenomenal. It's all you just gotta say is space pirates, and it looks awesome. Not to mention, I love to see see this guy on the cover. That's Vice, the lead hero. I love to see him make it more HD'd up, but also bring a little more steampunk to it. I mean, that'd be pretty cool. Like just seeing a guy like this in a more of a dystopian steampunk future with space pirates and of course trying to sail across around the globe, hunting treasure, hunting all this other thing, and fighting pirates. That would be pretty cool to see something like this. Just become like a pretty cool gem. Actually, it's a very underrated gem. It's very overlooked, but I've played it. It's very good. I got finished the game, but I probably won't have time to ever complete it. I made it really far. I've made up to maybe the third act. In my opinion, my third act is like having three of the six moonstones. If you're not familiar with the game, so I'd say check it out. Maybe find it for the GameCube if you can find it. So best of luck. And let's see. Coming in at number 2 is Mega Man. But wait a minute, which Mega Man? Really hard to think. But I think the first 6 games deserve a remake. So since Capcom did to DuckTales, why not do it to Mega Man? And actually make it more like a 2D, 3D platformer, just like they did to DuckTales. I mean, that's amazing. But let's see. I do have the Mega Man Anniversary Collection right here, actually. So I really don't care. Take your pick. I'd love to see something like, imagine Mega Man, kind of like what they did in DuckTales, and like almost everything. Kind of like a 2D, 3D sprite, almost like just. Come on, imagine him firing off all those amazing weapons, the metal crusher and the leaf shield and all that, like all those games. Imagine that like a 3D platformer. That right there, you got yourself a good classic. Maybe throw in some collectibles, and there you go. You got something that might put even 9 and 10 to shame. But of course, we don't talk about those 2 games. So that's number 2. Now number 1 took me really hard to think about it. So you're probably gonna hate me for this, but I feel a little biased for this. This is my number 1. This is Castlevania Symphony of the Night. All right. Now, before you guys sharpen your blades and pitchforks, let me explain something, okay? Symphony of the Night, in my opinion, is one of the greatest Castlevania games ever made, okay? Some people may disagree, some may like it. I don't know. It's your pick. I enjoy this game. I've beaten this game 3 times now, and it never gets old. It's phenomenal, but I would love to see this be more HD'd up. Although we did get a later port on the PSP, and of course I have that game too. So actually throw in that game as well. So I probably beat this game now 4 times maybe since I ever got this. So 2 or 3 times on this and the R1, but it still was essentially the same game. But I would love to see it more amped up, make some of the 3D graphics more fleshed out, make them more awesome, make some of the full motion video. There's if you remember the FMV scenes, when you see the castle and the upside down castle, make that make more a little cooler, make it more awesome, give it more a dark and creepy feel, disgusted with Total Darkness. And there you go, you got a somewhat decent HD remake for any Castlevania fan. I think you all should jump on the board with me and say, hey, Konami, how about instead of working on the next Mirror of Fate or the next Lords of Shadow game, which I don't think is ever happening, maybe try work on making something as awesome as this into give it amp it up more and give it a cool showing for the next generation of fans of gamers that would appreciate classics such as this or Mario. Okay, so those are my top 5 games that I think that deserve HD remake. Everyone else has their own list. I want to hear about them. So let me know what you think. Okay, so that does it for me today. Keep it tuned here for some more awesome videos. Take care.